guys, welcome back to part 2 of this wedding. I'll have a link below to part 1. Before I go on to explain why I almost didn't make a video about this wedding, let me first explain what's happening here. We're in a restaurant here. It's dark, darker than what it appears right there. It's super dark. I knew it was going to be indoors. What I didn't know was that they were going to close off all the windows, the blinds, and just make it really dark in there. Adding to this is what I was saying in part 1 is if you go into the next part of the wedding, which would be the ceremony, with little to no time to set up, and then you enter a situation like this that is dark, oh my gosh, that's like the hardest situation for any photographer. So here I had to improvise. I look at my shutter speed. It's at 1/80 and there's people moving. You don't want to do that. That causes a motion blur. But my ISOs are at 3200. I'm at 2.8 and the shutter speed is so low because it's dark in here. It's like really dark in here. And I have a little bit of a flash going on, but not too much because I don't want to cause like flash shadows, and yeah, I could bounce it, but like I said before, I had little to no time to set up. But I'm trying to get as much as the ambient as possible. I gelled my flash and I'm able to get these really nice shots. It's just, it was incredibly difficult because of the lack of time to prepare. Okay, so now we're at the reception portion, which is outdoors. There's some sunlight coming in, hitting some people way more than others. So that's why you see me adjusting my shutter speed to compensate for that. So let me get to the part where I was telling you. I almost didn't make a video about this wedding because this wedding is different than any other wedding. 95% of this wedding was Candids. Literally all Candids. There was very little prepared. It was anything I can get it. And yeah. So one of the things that I always talk about is how I do photo and video. I do little video clips and that helps out the videographer. The videographer sometimes helps me out and takes some pictures and we help each other out here. But look, this is all Candids. This is all with my 70 to 200. People don't know I'm taking them. It's just, this is what it was all night long.
Ooh, sorry. You know what? You know, the bride and groom don't really want portraits, but they didn't mention anything about the people. So if you want to take a picture together, there. Perfect. How about, there you go. Oh, it's even better if you put food in your mouth. There we go. Perfect. They didn't say anything about this, so here I am. Right? Just get a bunch of shots for them. Oh no, the groom told me, I don't care if they're eating, I want Candids. That's what he said. But I'll wait.
It's so full.
Oh, let me get a shot at that. Want to take a picture with her? Perfect, thank you. Yes, any pictures you guys want, please, because perfect, beautiful. Perfect. One more. Perfect. You don't need to know. Let me see if I can get you three. Or you two. Or.
There are a couple of all three of them.
Perfect. Let me get over there.
4.
Come with me.
I thought I had like red velvet cupcakes.
Oh, how about a kiss? Oh yeah, that's a good one. How about you two?
Yeah, kiss.
You guys saw, right, how much space I had to work with. It was a bit of a challenge, you know, especially during right now what's happening. Thankfully I'm vaccinated and I had a mask on, but it's all good. People had a great time. We had a bunch of great shots, candids, some close-ups, some from far away. Some were not winners, but hey, a lot of them turned out great. The whole day was very unstructured, but the one thing that we did ask for as far as structure goes is are the speeches, because we needed to know when they were gonna happen, specifically for the videographer, because he needed to mic people up. But yeah, everything else happened when it happened, and we had very little warning, like this dance, you know, it was happening. Not that we needed to set up anything, because it's not like there's any room to set up any lights or anything. This is all we have, so we gotta do what we gotta do, and this is all we have to work with, which is enough. This couple is super chill. I mean, I don't know that I've ever met another couple that was this chill. They literally just told me, hey, get the shots, get whatever shots. I don't want to pose for anything. I want you to take photos. And I thought that was going to be really easy, and maybe it would have been maybe in a different situation than this, because there was no space to move, but it was easy in some ways and difficult in other ways. Thankfully, like I said, they're a really chill couple, and I really enjoyed this wedding. It's very intimate, smaller than what they had planned, but it turned out really, really nice. After this, this part of the restaurant, we went to a bar. I mean, it was really cool. I've never done that, and they went there on a party bus, which was really cool, you know? Unfortunately, I don't have any GoPro footage of any of that. This is where I end the video on the reception portion of it, not the bar portion. But here, I want you to take note again. I'm just getting candids. Look, people are smiling, laughing. It's getting a little dark in the situation. She was eating there. I didn't take that shot. Even though he joked around with getting shots of people eating, I couldn't bring myself to do that. But I got everything else. You know, people are looking. Some of them aren't exactly laughing or anything. They're there. They're talking. But I'm trying to get everything. At some point, like you saw earlier in the video, I went around asking for pictures. And I did that again later in the evening, and I found that that was the best way for me to get more shots of people and not have to leave it up to chance that they're smiling or that I'm pointing the camera at that exact moment where they're doing something that's interesting or funny, and not just on their phones, or you know what I mean? Like, you have to create these moments sometimes, and this was one of those weddings where I had to do that. I couldn't just wait for something to happen, even though that's what I did a lot, because I was here for 11 hours. You can't go around asking for people to pose for you for that long. So you try and split your time, right? Get the candids of them not looking at you, just doing their thing, and then ask them for some pictures just to be able to get a nice gallery going on. So for this last minute of video, I'm going to address those people that perhaps are looking to hire me. I know every time I get an inquiry, I am telling people to check out my YouTube channel to see how I do things. Hopefully you stuck around for the rest of this video to see how I do things. I want you to know this, again, this is not a typical wedding for me. I can do things in any situation. I prefer having some space to work with, but if I don't have space, this is probably worst case scenario. I mean, this is probably the least amount of space that I've ever had for any wedding, with not the most ideal lighting situations. Even if I wanted to put a flash down, which I like to use off camera flash, that's when the flash is off your camera, there was nowhere to put it. I mean, there was nowhere. I even had to put my bags that carry all my equipment in the car because there was nowhere to place it on the floor of the wedding. It was that cramped. These are some of the photos that I took with the wide angle lens, which is my second camera, the one I carry to my left. That one didn't have the recording, so you couldn't see through the camera, but you can see some of the shots that I got with that lens. And you know, I ended up getting a bunch of nice what are they called, Candids, and some pose ones. So ultimately I ended up getting the job done in a way that I really think is great. um, I consider this to be one of the toughest weddings because it goes against what I want to do, which is set up lights and this and that, and I could not do that here. But even with that being said, I think I did a great job here, and I'm pretty sure the couple is going to say the same thing. So I hope you do too.